A massive, unquantized. Then with a dirty, distorted bass line slides in a piercing trumpet needle. Jeez. Can you smell the dust on the ribbon mic? This ain't a simulation, it's a resurrection. Check the needle.
Scanning the graveyard for a loop that can save us. The ghost of the groove is the only one who can brave us. Modern day prophets in a high-res neon cage. I'm scratching the surface while I'm writing the page. Got the 808 pulsing like an artery in the pavement. Non-binary status, yeah, I'm dodging the pavement. They want it clean, they want it processed and dry, but I want the friction that makes the speakers cry. I'm a sovereign vibration in the frequency of fear. The only thing constant is the rhythm that you hear. No auto-tune on the spirit, no lag in the intent. Reclaiming every second that the algorithm spent. My DNA's unquantized, my heart rate's erratic. Finding the original pulse in the middle of the static.
Wires in the garden, snakes in the stream, waking up the world from a pre-rendered dream.
Feel the heat. This is Voodoo Vinyl, magic on the wax. A heavy-duty weapon for the modern-day attacks. Push the fader up, let the brass start to bleed. We're the only ones planting the original seed. This is Voodoo Vinyl, magic on the wax. A heavy-duty weapon for the modern-day attacks. Push the fader up, let the brass start to bleed. We're the only ones planting the original seed. Feel the needle. Look, my timeline is a cemetery of original thought. I'm reclaiming the fire that the corporations bought. Kendrick level mental, keeping every syllable tight, while I'm glowing like a solar flare in the middle of the night. The system is cold, but the marrow is a furnace. Trying to find a soul on a high gloss surface. Multisyllabic, traumatic, cinematic vision. Breaking through the walls of this binary prison. The needle's in the groove, but the groove's in my head. Authenticity's the only currency that isn't dead. I'm flipping the script like a vintage master, moving much slower while the world moves faster. From the project blocks to the servers in the east. The funk is the beauty and the bass is the beat. It's not programmed, it's felt. Final frontier is in the pixel of a star. It's the depth of the vibration of exactly who we are. I'm a quantum funkicator, a legacy in the making, breaking every single rule that was asking to be broken. So adjust your resolution for the very last time, and let the heavy 808 be the ladder that you climb. The broadcast is in and the static is taking over, but the funk is in the soil and the funk is in the clover. I'm signing off the platform, jumping into the flame. Nothing in the virtual world is ever the same. Final transmission, we're signing off clear. The rhythm is the only thing we have to fear. This is Voodoo Vinyl, magic on the wax. A heavy-duty weapon for the modern-day attacks. Push the fader up, let the brass start to bleed. We're the only ones planting the original seed. This is Voodoo Vinyl, magic on the wax. A heavy-duty weapon for the modern-day attacks. Push the fader up, let the brass start to bleed. We're the only ones planting the original seed. Transmission ended.
Whoa.
Yeah. The blocks look the same, but the eyes in the sky are different. Watch the cameras, watch your own shadow. This is the pavement, they haven't mapped yet. Let's move. Concrete towers rising like a glitch in the gray horizon, looking at the world through a predator's lens. No disguising fiber optic veins running deep under the rusted lead, feeding on the hunger and the dreams of the mob. We don't feed the project buildings, got a high resolution synthetic skin, but I'm still searching for a way for the original soul to win. Facial recognition, scanning every single crack gate, calculating every trying to predetermine my fate. My non-scripted entity in a pre-programmed scripted play, moving through the long shadows of the digital decay. Got the 808s booming like a heavy mortar in the dark, leaving every infrared sensor with a permanent burning mark. My boots are on the asphalt, my third eye staring at the sun. The battle for the frequency has only just begun. Steel in the palm, but the spirit is wired. Running through the flood just to jump back in the fire.
Can you feel the friction?
Yeah. This is analog asphalt, the high definition urban trap. to find a soul on a corrupted, pixelated map. Push the fader down, let the heavy brass section scream. We're the only ones bleeding in a pre-rendered dream. Yeah. Street level logic, high speed hustle, low res life. Look, the corner store is selling more than just the nicotine. They're harvesting the memories of the ghosts inside the machine. Kendrick level mental, keeping every single syllable sharp, playing on the rhythm of a techno ghetto obsidian harp. Multi-syllabic, traumatic, cinematic, erratic flow. Watching the synthetic empire start to slowly decompose. I'm bridging the gap between the soil and the liquid screen, being the most authentic thing that these eyes have ever seen. I don't fear the reaper, I just fear the latency and the lag. Hiding my true identity in an encrypted digital bag. The hustle is ancient, but the tools are all surgical and new. Coming for the throne in every single cent of the revenue. I'm the grit and the gears, I'm the sand and the magnetic drive, doing everything it takes just to keep the vibrator alive.
On a cop, look inside, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
Nowhere to hide.
The final frontier is in deep space. It's the local block between the ticking of the heart and the ticking of the system clock. I'm a sovereign entity in a highly monitored program zone, reclaiming every frequency they thought they could ever own. My flow is a virus, it's a permanent scratch in the lens, where the calculated logic of the software finally ends. So adjust your resolution and focus on the analog sound. The only real power is the funk that we dug from the ground, from the vintage brick walls to the futuristic cold steel. The only thing that matters is how the heavy 808s feel. The broadcast is fading, the static is taking the clover, but the funk is in the marrow until the whole game is over. This is analog asphalt, the high definition urban trap. Trying to find a soul on a corrupted, pixelated map. Push the fader down, let the heavy brass section scream. We're the only ones bleeding in a pre-rendered dream.
Signal lost. The asphalt remains. Watch your back.
The river doesn't care about your resolution. It just flows. Are you swimming in the current? Or are you just being streamed? Listen. Manifesting peace in a world of static and white noise. Switching up the frequency, reclaiming all my natural poise. I don't need a blue check to prove that I'm the living truth. Planting seeds of ancient wisdom in the garden of my youth. From the heavy concrete brownstones to the shadows of the web, I watch the digital ego flow and watch the influence steps off leather seats. Vintage flow vibrating in the humid air. But the hustle is ultra modern, yeah, I'm already there. I'm a multi-dimensional being in the flat screen reality, defying every program law. Spiritual gravity, scanning the horizon for a soul that isn't auto-tuned. Healing all the hidden scars that the network has wounded. Wires in the water, signals in the vein, trying to find the sunlight in the pixelated rain. Flow with me. I'm the mothership's daughter, the spirit in the code, taking the heavy duty groove down the long distance road. Mellow but the 808 is rattling the flow. Give them what they need, then I give them some more. Yeah, soul in the machine. Ghost in the cold. I'm a queen in a kingdom rhythm of pre-rendered hollow clones. Speaking through the static in the cellular phones. My vibration is original, my delivery is peak. I'm the only one speaking what the others are too afraid to speak. No filters on the soul, no lag in the aching heart. Tearing the synthetic empires and the algorithms apart. Technocratic whispers trying to colonize my mind, but I leave the data mining and the metadata behind my rhythm is maternal. It's the original vibration, a 12-bit heartbeat for a hyperlink generation. Organic sweat on the motherboard, friction in the gears. I've been waiting for this moment for 1,000 silent years. Latency is a myth. The connection is immediate. The source is internal. The horns swell back in with a powerful soul punching. With a powerful soul punching. With a powerful soul. Servers overheat and let the satellites fall. I'm standing in my power, I'm responding to the call. The ancient river is rising, it's a flood of pure intent, washing away the vanity and all the time we misspent. From the vinyl cracks of history to the future's bright edge, I'm standing on the precipice, I'm standing on the ledge. Sophisticated, complicated, unsimulated flow, watching all the virtual empires start to decompose. I'm the water, I'm the salt, I'm the rhythm, I'm the sun. The revolution's just beginning and it's never gonna be done. The mothership's daughter, the spirit in the code, taking the heavy-duty groove down the long-distance road. Mellow, but the 808 is rattling the floor. Give them what they need, then I give them some more. Yeah, soul in the machine. Who goes in the code? Yeah. Stay hydrated. Stay organic. The Nile doesn't end. Sigh. Soul in the machine. Soul in the machine. Soul in the machine. Soul in the machine.
They think it's all in the cloud, but the real gold is in the dirt. Under the dust in the sleeve. Beat. Yeah. They think it's all, this is crate diggers, all niggas. They think it's all in the cloud, but the real gold is in the dirt. Under the dust, under the dust. Scanning the gray gun for a nuke that can save a man's soul. The ghost of the brood is the only one in control. 12 bits of glory for the tech-obsessed modern day lads. I'm feeling the ancestors breathing through the MPC pads. They want the data, they want the metadata. I'm for the machine, but I'm the narrator in the high-res neon-lit dream. Searching for the friction in the world of digital fiction. Authenticity's the only cure for this modern-day addiction. I'm separate in the struggle, I'm looping the historical pain, turning the vintage sunshine into modern-day acid rain. The needles in the groove, but the groove is locked in my head, trading my privacy for a rhythm that isn't dead. It isn't dead. Input, output, phantom in the copper wire, spirit in the box, setting every soul on fire. Keep digging. This is crate diggers, anonymous, and searching for the truth, protecting the wisdom and the fire of the youth. Push the fader up, let the drums start to crack. Once you feel the funk, there ain't no turning back. Yeah, under the dust, under the dust, under the dust. In the crate we trust, in the crate love shrink. My third eye is itching, the signal that's constantly blurred between the lie they advertised and the truth that I heard. Identity theft in the biometric high-speed cage. I'm writing my liberation on a pixelated glowing page. Rapid fire lyrics like a server farm electrical burst, quenching the skirt while the whole planet's dying of thirst. I don't need a firmware upgrade, I need a mental revolution. The algorithm is the virus, the funk is the only solution. From the scratchy vinyl pops to the fiber optic cables, we're hacking the system and we're turning the tables. Watch the pitch slide and move, watch the worlds finally collide. There's nowhere for the synthetic, hollow lies to hide. The texture is the message, the crackle is the evidence. I found it, So bass rattling the foundations of the program mind, leaving the curated echo chamber bubble far behind. My flow is a glitch they can't seem to properly debug, giving a cold metal interface a heavy duty rug. I'm digging through the strata of a virtual fading past, building a legacy that's actually designed to last. Morphe's syllabic, traumatic, cinematic, erratic delivery, breaking the heavy chains of this digital cold misery. When the service finally go dark and the lights start to fade, a rhythm is the only thing that won't be betrayed. I'm the ghost, I'm the pad, I'm the why, I'm the ancient soul, finally taking back the ultimate creative control. This is Craig Diggers, anonymous, searching for the truth, protecting the wisdom and the fire of the youth. What's the fader? Let the drums start to crack. Once you feel the funk, there ain't no turning back. Crate is never empty. Keep searching. Keep searching. Keep searching. Keep search. Keep searching. They think it's all in the cloud. Keep searching.
Static, vinyl, blink.
Think it's all in the. This is Craig Diggers. This is Craig Diggers. They think it's all in the cloud. They think it's all. They think it's all. They think it's all. They think it's all in the cloud. They think it's all in the cloud. Yeah. Yeah. They think it's all in the cloud. They think it's all in the cloud. They think it's all. They think it's all in the cloud. They think it's all in the cloud. They think it's all in the cloud. They think it's all. They think it's all. They think it's all in the cloud. They think it's all. They think it's all. They think it's all in the cloud. They think it's all. They think it's all in the cloud. They think it's all in the cloud. They think it's all in the cloud. They think it's all in the. They think it's all in the cloud. They think it's all. They think it's all in the cloud. They think it's all in the. They think it's all in the. Think it's all. 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 Under the dust. Under the dun.
Yeah. It's not just a frequency. It's a front line. The fader is a weapon. The rhythm is the shield. Lock in. We're going deep.
Scanning the spectrum for a signal I can truly trust. In a world of high-res shadows and industrial dust, though I was crying like a soldier in the humid night, while I'm aiming for the jugular in the neon light. My flow is tactical, practical, mathematically precise, breaking the cold logic of the binary dice. Got the 808 booming like a mortar in the street, mixing the ancient adrenaline with the electronic beat. They wanna optimize the struggle, pre-render the pain, but I'm the organic glitch that they can seem to explain. The needles jump in the groove, skipping the fake. I'm taking back every single second they try to take. Voltage is rising, the brass is starting to scream, tearing the synthetic fabric of a pre-rendered dream.
Initiate the attack.
This is wild warfare, fighting for the soul, reclaiming the vibration and the alternate control. Push the fader to the red, let the guitar cry. The funk is the only truth that's never gonna lie. the fader move. Look, the timeline is a minefield of curated hollow lies. I'm cutting through the static with these predatory eyes. Kendrick level mental, triple time on the technical hit. Giving the code in the face of heavy duty soulful pit. Multi-syllabic, traumatic, cinematic, erratic flow. Watching the synthetic empire start to decompose. I'm the grit in the gears, I'm the sand in the drive. Doing everything it takes just to keep the ghosts alive. They want my data on the ledger, my spirit in the cloud. But I'm screaming the rebellion through the speakers long and loud. From the project rooftops to the servers in the east. The funk is the beauty and the bass is the beast. Target acquired, frequency locked, logic bypassed, system shock. Stand it! Yeah, the final frontier isn't a server or a satellite dish. It's the space between the reality and the digital wish. I'm a non-compliant entity in the programmed zone, reclaiming every heartbeat they thought they could own. So adjust your resolution and focus on the analog sound. The only real power is the funk that we dug from the ground. My flow is a virus, it's a permanent scratch in the lens. With a calculated logic of the motherboard finally ends. Signing off the platform, jumping straight into the flame. Nothing in the virtual world will ever feel the same. Final transmission, we're signing off clear. The rhythm is the only thing the algorithm has to fear.
Fighting for the soul,
Reclaiming the vibration in the alternate control. Push the fader to the red, let the guitar cry. The funk is the only truth that's never gonna lie.
yeah, tactical groove, lactical groove. Yeah.
Yeah. The war is internal. Stay raw. Stay raw.
The signal is jumping. The brass is bleeding into the circuit. Can you hear the error and the excellence? Watch the fader.
This is. Yeah. Signal is jumping. Yeah. Scanning the frequency, looking for the original flaw. In the world governed by a cold mathematical law. No horns are screaming, but the notes are all bad. Spinning every second that the algorithm led. I'm a non-binary ghost in a high-res cage. Rewriting the history on a pixelated page. Got the 808 sliding like a serpent in the dust. And the world of silicone. Tell me who can you trust? My flow is a virus, it's a bug in the code. Taking the heavy-duty funk down a high-speed road. Multi-syllabic, traumatic, synthetic heat. Mixing the ancient brass with the electronic beat. They want the data, back, I give them the glitch. Switching up the vibe with a flick of the switch. The horn is broken, the rhythm is cracked. Once you went to the glitch, there ain't no turning back. This is glitch in the horn. The soulful era, a high definition truth in the time of terror. Push the fader to the red, let the brass ignite. We're the only ones glowing in the dark of the night. Yeah.
Feel a stutter.
Yeah.
The rhythm don't mutter. Feel a stutter.
Yeah. Look, the timeline is a similarity of free wind. The cloud trying to find a soul while the lights all go out. Kendrick level missing triple time on the attack. Giving the cold interface a heavy duty spike. I see the deep pace moving in the shadows of the wind. Watching the organic influence start to end. But my marrow is analog, our spirit is raw. Wrecking every single program, clinical law. I'm the distorted echo of the 12-bit dream. Nothing in the virtual world is quite what it seems. The brass is leaking, the sub bass is heavy. Breaking down the walls of the technocratic levy. I'm a sovereign vibration, a glitch in the design. Reclaiming every second of this precious time of mine. 0404, zone I found. Dig deeper, under the ground, rap down.
A photo fall.
Error.
404. Signal terminated. The glitch. It's the truth.
Stay distorted, 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 distorted.
Under the ground. Signal terminated. The signal terminated. This is lit. It's a signal terminated. Signal terminated. Signal terminated. Signal terminated. The signal terminated. The glitch is the truth. Stay distorted. Signal terminated. Signal terminated. Static. Final. Click. The signal is jumping. Signal terminated. The signal is jumping. The signal is jumping. The signal is jumping. The signal. The signal is jumping.
A heavy primal drum break with a massive unquantized kick deep. Distorted bass line enters like a growl vinyl crackle is thick and warm. Back to the dirt. Back to the original stone. The rhythm was here before the cold. Can you feel the weight of the bronze? Listen. Scanning the ruins for a pulse that can never be tamed. In a world where every single heartbeat is properly named. The rhythm is primitive, heavy like a mountain to live. Feeding on the hunger of the streets that we never fed. I'm a new school visionary in a high-rise neon cage, scratching the surface while I'm writing the definitive page. Got the 808 them like a giant in the asphalt night, while I'm aiming for the jugular in the artificial light. My flow is a tectonic shift, a geological move, breaking the code logic of the binary coded groove. They want it clean, they want it processed and dry, but I want the friction that makes the subwoofers cry. Etching adrenaline pumping through a digital vein, turning the vintage sunshine into modern day acid rain. Hammer on the bronze, needle on the wax, a heavy duty shield for the modern day attacks. This is Bronze Age beats, the original heavy sound. Digging for the truth in the deep urban ground. Push the fader to the max, let the brass start to scream. We're the only ones awake in a pre-rendered dream. The timeline is a cemetery of pre-calculated thought. I'm reclaiming the fire that the corporation never bought. Technical mental, triple time on the lyrical hit. Giving the cold in the face a heavy duty soulful pit. Multi-syllabic, traumatic, cinematic, erratic delivery. Breaking the heavy chains of this digital commisery. I see the defects moving in the shadows of the grid, keeping the original vibration tightly and safely hid. The system is sterile, but the marrow is a furnace. Looking for the soul on a high gloss synthetic surface. From the project rooftops to the service in the east. The funk is the beauty and the bass is the beast. I'm a sovereign entity, etching the master plan, taking the power back any way that I possibly can. Don't look up, look inside, ancient soul, nowhere to hide. The final frontier isn't a server or a satellite dish.
they could own. So adjust your resolution and focus on the analog sound. The only real power's the funk that we dug from the ground. My flow is a virus, it's a permanent scratch in the lens, where the calculated logic of the motherboard finally ends. I'm the grit in the gears, I'm the sand in the drive, doing everything it takes just to keep the ghost alive. Signing off the platform, jumping into the flame. Bronze Age Beast is the only thing with a real name. This is Bronze Age Beast, the original heavy sound. Digging for the truth in the deep urban ground. Push the fader to the max, let the brass start to scream. We're the only ones awake in a pre-rendered dream. Transmission ended. The bronze remains. Heavy. Stay heavy. Heavy. Yeah.
They want to track the footprint, but they can't handle the weight of the stomp. Digital ghosts, physical bones. Watch the fader.
Scanning the circuit for a glitch, I can finally call my own. In a kingdom of silicon where every single thought is on loan. The rhythm is heavy, a systematic stomp on a glass floor. Feeding on the friction while the algorithms ask for more. I'm a non-scripted entity, a technical ghost in the server. Breaking the code logic with a high definition fervor. Got the 808 booming, rattling the cage of the optic light while I'm dodging the deep fakes in the middle of the neon night. My flow is erratic, problematic for the pre-programmed mind. Leaving the curated echo chamber bubbles far behind. They want it clean, they want it clinical, they want it dry, but I want the soul fire that makes the subwoofers cry. Inching adrenaline leaking through the motherboard scenes, turning the vintage nightmares into futuristic dreams. Dust on the silicone, static in the copper wire, walking through the flood just to feed the original fire. This is silicone stomp, the rhythm that can't debug, giving the cold metal in the face a heavy duty rug. Push the fader to the red, let the brass start to scream. We're the only ones awake in a pre-rendered dream. Yeah, stomp the cold. Humanity is the mode. Look, the timeline is a minefield of curated hollow ops. I'm cutting through the static till the binary logic drops. New school, mental triple time on the lyrical assault. Giving a cold interface a heavy duty soulful fault. Multi-syllable traumatic, cinematic, eradicating, breaking through the walls of this digital high-speed radiance. I see the ops moving in the hybrid shadows of the feed, but I'm harvesting the vibration, I'm planting the seed. The system is sterile, but the marrow is a glowing furnace, looking for the authentic on a high gloss surface. From the project rooftops to the cloud-based servers in the west, the funk is the beauty and the 808 is the final test. I'm a sovereign vibration, a glitch in the master plan, taking the power back from the machine and for the man. Don't click, don't scroll, heavy stomp on the soul. The final frontier isn't a satellite or a virtual space. It's the depth of the rhythm beating inside the human race. I'm a non-compliant ghost in a highly monitored zone, reclaiming every heartbeat they thought they could ever own. My flow is a virus, it's a permanent scratch in the lens, where the calculated logic of the the software finally in. So adjust your resolution and focus on the analog sound. The only real power is the funk that we dug from the ground. Sounding off the platform, jumping straight into the flames. Silicon Stomp is the only thing without a digital name. From the vintage crackles to the future sharp edge, I'm standing on the precipice, I'm standing on the ledge. This is Silicon Stomp, the rhythm that can debug, giving the cold metal in the face a heavy duty rug. Push the fader to the red, let the brass start to scream. We're the only ones awake in a pre-rendered dream. In a pre-rendered dream.
Connection reset. The stomp remains. Stay heavy.
Oh. Lights, camera, algorithm. The director is a ghost in the server. The screen is a cage. Welcome to the cinema of the unseen. Scanning the script for a role that I didn't already sign. Caught in a high-res frame, crossing every digital line, yeah. The strings are weeping like an orphan in a neon street, while the 808 is thumping, mimicking the heart's own beat. I'm a non-scripted entity, a technical flaw in the scene. Watching the defakes moving in between the filth and the scene, yeah. They want a polished performance, a curated hollow glow. But I'm the grid on the lens, the original ghost in the show. My flow is a widescreen, epic, dramatic and beautifully deep, waking up the audience while the producers are fast asleep, yeah. They wanna optimize my shadow, pre-render my every move, but they can't map the friction inside of this ancient groove, yeah. Engine adrenaline leaking through a fiber optic land, where the logic of the studio finally and abruptly ends, yeah. Curtain is rising, the brass is starting to moan, building a kingdom on a frequency they'll never own. Can you feel the depth? This is sub-bass cinema, the high definition truth, capturing the wisdom and the fire of the youth. Push the fader down, let the orchestra ignite the night. We're the only ones organic in the darker for the LED light.
Yeah, widescreen vibration.
No CGI. Look, the timeline is a sequence of pre-calculated cuts. Trying to find a spirit while the system slams the huts. New school mental triple time on the lyrical assault, giving the code interface a heavy duty soulful fault. Multi-syllabic, cinematic, erratic rhythm cadence, breaking through the walls of this digital high-speed radiance. I see the agents moving in the shadows of the curated feed, but I'm the director now, harvesting the ancient seed, yeah. The world is a stage, but the floor is a motherboard. I'm cutting through the static with a multi-layer sword, from the vintage horn staff to the futuristic dark grit. I'm the only one who can make the cinematic pieces fit. I'm a sovereign vibration, a glitch in the master plan, reclaiming every second from the machine. And for the man, for the man, cut the cord, break the frame, final lap, no more game.
Grand brass crescendo, that's a first world.
The final frontier isn't a theater or a virtual space. It's the depth of the vibration beating inside the human race, yeah. I'm a non-compliant entity in a highly monitored zone, reclaiming every heartbeat they thought they could ever own, yeah. My flow is a virus, it's a permanent scratch in the film, yeah. A 12-bit rebellion taking over the digital realm, yeah. So adjust your resolution and focus on the analog sign. domination, truth. Capturing the wisdom and the fire of the youth. Push the fader down, let the orchestra ignite the night. We're the only ones organic in the dark of the LED light.
The reel is empty.
The soul rock labors. The system thinks it's secure, but the soul is the ultimate bypass. Soft touch, deep entry. Watch the fader glide.
Scanning the encryption for a frequency that's truly mine. Caught in a high-res web, crossing every invisible line. The rhythm is velvet, smooth like a vintage leather seat, while the 808 is pulsing, mimicking the heart's original beat. Yeah, yeah. I'm a sovereign vibration, a technical flaw in the design. Watching the deep fakes moving in a world that isn't mine. They want a polished performance, a curated hollow glow, but I'm the grid in the circuit, the original ghost in the show. My flow is a master key, dramatic and beautifully deep, waking up the consciousness while the servers are fast asleep. And they want to optimize my shadow, pre-render my every move, but they can't map the friction inside of this ancient groove. Ancient adrenaline leaking through a fiber optic lens, where the calculated logic of the motherboard finally ends. Curtain is rising, the brass is starting to moan, building a kingdom on a frequency they'll never own.
Can you feel the infiltration?
Fire of the youth. Push the fader down, let the orchestra ignite the night. We're the only ones organic in the dark of the LED light. Yeah, smooth operation, bypassing the code. Look, yeah, look. The timeline is a sequence of pre-calculated cuts, trying to find the spirit while the system slams the huts. Technical mental, triple time on the lyrical assault, giving the code interface a heavy-duty soulful fault. Multi-syllabic, cinematic, erratic, ribbon cadence, breaking through the walls of this digital high-speed ratings. I see the agents moving in the shadows of the curated feed, but I'm the director now, harvesting the ancient seed. The world is a stage, but the floor is a motherboard. I'm cutting through the static with a multi-layered sword, from the vintage horn stabs to the futuristic dark grit. I'm the only one who can make the cinematic pieces fit. I'm a non-compliant entity, a glitch in the master plan, reclaiming every second from the machine and for the man.
Fall in the wire, gold in the dirt, heal the logic. Ooh.
Silk in the wire, gold in the dirt, heal the logic, heal the hurt. The final frontier is in a server or a virtual space. It's the depth of the vibration beating inside the human race. I'm a non-compliant ghost in a highly monitored zone, reclaiming every heartbeat they thought they could ever own. My flow is a virus, it's a permanent scratch in the film, a 12-bit rebellion taking over the digital realm. So adjust your resolution and focus on the analog sound. The only real power is the funk that we dug from the ground. Signing off the platform, jumping into the high-risk flame. The velvet hack is the only thing with an original name. From the vintage crackles to the future sharp dark edge, I'm standing on the precipice, I'm standing on the ledge. This is the velvet hack, the high definite truth, capturing the wisdom and the fire of the youth. Push the fader down,
let the orchestra ignite the night. We're the only ones organic in the dark of the LED light.
Smooth soul funk groove reaches an elegant peak. The 808s give 3 final man.
A chaotic drum fill.
Adjust your levels. The signal is being jammed, but the original frequency can't be suppressed. Fight for the airwaves.
Scanning the spectrum for a signal that's pure and unedited. In a world where the noise is the only thing ever credited. The horns are colliding like a riot in a midnight street. While the 808 is thumping and making the heart's original beat. I'm a non-compliant ghost in a high-res neon-lit cage, rewriting the frequencies on a pixelated glowing page. Got the 808 sliding right on the walls of the optic light, while I'm dodging the curated defects in the middle of the night. My flow is a virus, it's a systematic bug in the code, taking a heavy-duty funk down the high-speed technical road. Multisyllabic, traumatic, cinematic, high-velocity heat, mixing the ancient adrenaline with the added drum beat. They wanna optimize my struggle, pre-render my every move, but they can't map the friction inside of this ancient groove.
Voltage is peaking, the brass is starting to scream, tearing the synthetic fabric of a pre-rendered dream.
Can you hear the interference? This is frequency fight, the struggle for the sound, reclaiming the vibrations from the deep urban ground. Push the fader to the red, let the horns ignite the night. We're the only ones organic in the dark of the LED light.
The rhythm is rare.
Look, the timeline is a minefield of curated hollow ops. I'm cutting through the static till the binary logic finally drops. Technical, mental, triple time on the lyrical assault. Giving the cold interface a heavy duty soulful fault. Multi-syllabic, dramatic, cinematic, eradicated. It's breaking through the walls of this digital high-speed radiance. See the ops moving in the high-ray shadows of the feed, but I'm harvesting the vibration. I'm planting ancient seeds. The system is sterile, but the marrow is a glowing furnace. Looking for the authentic on a high-gloss synthetic surface. From the project rooftop to the cloud-based servers in the west. The funk is the beauty and the 808 is the final test. I'm a sovereign vibration, a glitch in the master plan. Taking the power back from the machine and for the man.
Don't clip.
Don't freeze. Burn the code. Feel the breeze.
The final frontier is in a satellite or a virtual space. It's the depth of the rhythm beating inside the human race. I'm a non-compliant entity in a highly monitored zone, reclaiming every heartbeat they thought that the LAO. That's a pilot sense of permanent scratching the lens with the calculated logic of the software finally ends. So it's such a resolution and focus on the analog sound. The only real power is the funk that we built from the ground. Sliding off the platform, blitzing straight into the flame. Frequency fight is the only thing without a digital name. From the vintage crackles to the future sharp dark edge. I'm standing on the precipice, I'm standing on a ledge. This is frequency fight, the struggle for the sound. Reclaiming the vibration from the deep urban ground. Push the fader to the red, let the horns ignite the night. We're the only ones organic in the garb of the LED light.
Yeah. Yeah. Transmission lock. The frequency is clear. Stay loud.
tape is reaching the leader. The servers are overheating. The lights are starting to flicker. But the frequency is the only thing that won't fade. This is the last call. Are you receiving?
The needle's reaching the end of the dusty, jagged analog track. Looking at the digital horizon, but we're never looking back. The architecture's crumbling, the pixels starting to slowly dissolve. In the middle of the mess that the corporate logic try to solve, I'm a sovereign vibration in a frequency of pre-programmed fear. The only thing that's constant is the heavy-duty rhythm that you hear. My DNA is coded with the grit and with the street-level grind of 1,000 ancient drummers, transcending the concept of time. Technical, mental, watching every digital empire start to fall, while I'm standing in the center, responding to the original call. Multisyllabic, traumatic, cinematic, erratic end to the hollow stories and the theories that the algorithm sends. Signal is breaking, the light is getting low. Nowhere left for the synthetic lies to go. This is the last call on earth, soul of the digital gold. A story that the binary logic never could have told. Push the fader to the limit, let the brass start to cry. The funk is the only truth that's never gonna die. Sign off clear, the hardware is decaying, the software is a restless ghost. But I'm the organic energy that's serving as the final host. Internalized surveillance can't capture what I truly feel. In a world of high-risk fakes, I'm the only thing that's real. Rapid fire logic breaking down the cold firewalls. I'm the echo in the basement, I'm the shadow in the halls. From the 12-bit Texas to the fiber optic light, I'm the one who stays awake in the middle of the neon night. Signing off the platform, taking back the ultimate, soulfully planting the original funk inside the digital hollow. See no latency in the spirit, no lagging, no deep intent. Reclaiming every second that the system never spent. Disconnect the wire, connect the soul. The part is greater than the whole. The final frontier is in a server or a virtual space. It's the depth of the vibration beating inside the human race. I'm a non-compliant entity in a highly monitored zone, reclaiming every heartbeat they thought they could ever own. My flow is a virus, it's a permanent scratch in the film. A 12-bit rebellion taking over the digital realm. So adjust your resolution for the very last time, and let the heavy 808 be the ladder that you climb. The broadcast is ending, the static is taking the clover, but the funk is in the marrow until the whole game is over. Signing off the platform, jumping into the high-res flame. Last call on earth is the only thing with an original name. This is the last call on earth, soul over the digital gold. A story that the binary logic never could have told. Push the fader to the limit, let the brass start to cry. The funk is the only truth that's never gonna die. Transmission ended. The loop is broken. Stay organic. Silence.